Welcome to Meet JMT, Insights from Within, a series that introduces our industry professionals and provides them the opportunity to share their professional experiences, personal reflections, and sources of inspiration as individuals working in the architecture, engineering, and construction sectors.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another Meet JMT podcast. My name is Jennifer, and I am your host and digital marketing manager here at JMT. Today, we are celebrating Professional Engineers Day, and to help us do so, we have Marie Peedin joining us on the podcast. She is a wastewater section head based in our New Bern, North Carolina office. Marie, thank you so much for joining us today. Would you mind telling our listeners just a little bit more about yourself and your role here at JMT?
Well, thanks for having me. And sure, I would love to. So I'm a section head for the wastewater section out of our New Bern office, although my coverage area is the Southeast. I have two project managers, one located in Charleston, South Carolina, and the other one in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we also have 4 design engineers on our team who work together to cover wastewater in the Southeast section.
Well, thank you so much for that additional introduction and background. Can you tell us about what some of your inspirations were when you were choosing your professional career?
Great question. I always loved seeing how things were built. As a child, I would take things apart, put them back together. So that really made me think being in engineering would be a good opportunity. So I wasn't accepted into mechanical engineering, so civil was my second choice. However, I've fallen in love with the career that I have. And I graduated from NC State with a degree in civil engineering. The main attraction was the idea of being able to work inside and outside. And as a child, I was also very good in math and science. So any teachers, educators would always lead you in the direction of engineering with a strong math background.
You know, that's something that we hear a lot on the podcast. People who are strong in math and science often find their way into engineering. So if you're someone who's listening who really enjoys those subjects, engineering might just be the path for you. What's been one of the most rewarding or significant projects that you've worked on, and how has that impacted you, JMT, or even the AEC industry?
Another great question. I can't recall one single project. I have worked on numerous projects in my years of being in this career. A lot of the ones that I find impactful are the ones that I have done in my hometown. One of my first larger projects was a created wetland where we took 4 point source discharges of stormwater, which went directly into the river, and we rerouted those through a created wetland. I live in Eastern North Carolina, so we are very flat. So it was quite a challenge to size the pipes and get the drainage to work for that project. So that was interesting. And you know, I go out there all the time, so it's always neat to see that. I also worked with their Parks and Rec department and did a large ball fields. I think we did 7 or 8 ball fields and soccer fields and the whole complex. So that was fun. And then my children grew up here as well, so they had the opportunity to play in places where you have done development and engineering work. I've also done public water supply systems all over Eastern North Carolina. And it's just rewarding to know that you have helped small rural communities to get clean water.
As you mentioned, it must feel extremely rewarding to have made such a significant difference in your surrounding communities, but also the community that you live in and your children are growing up in as well. Outside of your day-to-day work life, are there any hobbies or interests that have really influenced your professional journey?
Yeah, I think mostly my hobbies are very intertwined and work well within what my profession is, because I do enjoy what I do. So I don't consider it a job. I have built real estate portfolios, which has a lot to do with learning how things are built and rehabbing projects and taking projects that you're not sure how you're going to be able to make money off of them and make them profitable to you by your skill set of being able to do a lot of the work yourself. Just 5 years ago, I went and got my general contractor's license because I was being challenged by building inspectors. And I said, well, I can do this. I can do this as well. So hobbies would be, land development type work and real estate work, rentals, construction. So because of being in the engineering field, I've always had connections to other people who have done a lot of the things that I learned while I was working, like electrical work, mechanical work with HVAC systems, things of that nature. I would learn by talking with the guys who were working in the field. So it's made it very beneficial to me able to do what I love and love what I do.
I think this is another great example of having your personal interest align with your professional life. And, it's always great when those two can blend so seamlessly. I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Meet JMT podcast today. But before we leave, would you mind just sharing some words of wisdom or even words of inspiration to those hoping to enter the engineering industry one day? Also to those who might be on the fence about obtaining their professional engineer license.
Absolutely. I always enjoy talking with younger engineers because I had so many, seems like older professionals, either in construction or in engineering, who guided me as I was growing up in this business. And one common theme was get your license, you can put out your own shingle. So once you get licensed, you can then control your time because you have the opportunity to work with a company like JMT, or you could go work for yourself and set your own schedule sometimes. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. Like I said earlier, love what you do and do what you love. My job is not a job. Do enjoy helping other people. Solving problems has always been a passion. So it's fun, challenging, and deeply rewarding. As for anyone who would start in engineering, seek out hands-on experience, internships, co-ops, etc., so you can get a real sense for what engineers do. There's so much variety. So I just encourage everybody to reach their highest goals that they set for themselves and go even further, because usually we can do more than what we actually think we can. So that would be my good word for the day.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the Meet JMT podcast today. Remember to subscribe, post a review, and of course, encourage your friends and colleagues to do the same.